Well, everybody, here we are. I'm going to show you how to use a bander. The bands we use are white. They make different thicknesses, they make different widths, but for the most part they're usually a ½ inch. They make different colors. They make yellow, green, the white, they make black, but we use white stuff, and I will show you how to use these little metal clips. This is a tensioner. It tightens the bands up, and this is a crimper. So let's find something to band. Not only am I going to show you how to band, but I'm going to show you the do's and don'ts of banding. Just simple things that are just wasting your time in order to get more work done. So, without further ado, let's get these crimpers, the tensioner. You put certain bundles take more than 3 bands. Bigger ones take 4, sometimes 5. It's just whatever the customer wants or what we want to do. It doesn't matter. Sometimes the customers won't specify. Anyways, take the banding over the top. Always pull off more than you need, because what you want to do now is when you pull it over the top, all right, pull a bunch over the top. I mean, you're going to go slow because this is a slow process when you first start out, but you can band up a bundle in like 2 or 3 minutes. However wide the bundle is, I see people don't do this. Don't fold this much. This is worthless. This ain't gonna go do anything. Don't fold that much. You have to fold however wide the bundle is. Fold at least that much. So that there. See, fold it right there and hold it in your hand like this, like a spear. And then you want to throw it under. You throw it under and it'll shoot out the other side. If you have just like a little piece, you're sitting there fishing with it, and then you got to go on the other side. You got to reach underneath the bundle and pull it out. It's a colossal waste of time. So just say it's perfect. Now you grab yourself the tensioner, and this thing squeezes and this foot comes up, and you can see it does a lot of things at one time. This spins a little bit. This will cut the band. So you want to put it underneath the end. Put it underneath that, right like that, and put it underneath that part. Don't put a bunch of this out here. Don't like weigh out a lot of it like that. That's worthless. That's just going to bind up when you're trying to tighten up the banding. Then you take this one, and you want to make sure your bands are down toward the end. Don't put 3 bands right here, because that just counteracts what the heck the bands are for. Because the wider you put them out, the less it's going to spin and shift, because some of the labels are almost as big as the box, and it's going to slide. A lot of people don't know that because they don't load trucks and they don't know what the problem is. But put the band out as far as you can without catching the rollers, which is about 10 inches in. Pull the slack out of it. Now you want to line up the slides. These not slides, but this is called a windlass. And when you tighten it up, pull the banding down through the handle, because that's what that's for. It winds up straight, and instead of going over each other as it tightens up, it'll split, and you just tighten it up. And here's another thing. When you tighten it up, don't sit there and go like flick it like a guitar. That's worthless. That's just dumb. I see people do it all the time. They'll sit there and they'll tighten it up, and they're like, and they tighten it up, and they tighten it up, and that's just a waste of time. You know how tight to make the darn thing. That's tight. That ain't going anywhere. Now, you put this little clip thing, hickey-do. You put it. Make sure you grab both bandings with it, because otherwise it won't work. So then you take your crimper, and this bends the clip around the banding. You can crimp it twice if you want, to give it extra strength, extra bite, but you don't have to. And now you just squeeze all the way down, it'll release and cut at the same time. Perfect, see? Let's do it again. Now here's another thing. When you're banding a bundle, I see people do this all the time. It's just a waste of time too. Put the bander right in the middle of your bundle. Almost everybody does this. They'll band it, they'll put one band on there, they'll move it this far like it's going to make a difference. And then when they put the band on there, move it that far like it makes a difference. Just put it right in front of the bundle, right in the middle, because if you move it 3 times, it's like stopping at a stop sign 3 times. It's just a waste of time. You could be banding. Once again, grab the band, a lot that you need, and just throw it under, and it shoots out the bottom, and do the same thing over. Some of the bundles we have are really big, and it's really hard to get the bands underneath them, and we use a PVC pipe you put the tip of the, you bend some banding and you put it in the end of the PVC pipe and you run the PVC pipe underneath, and it makes it a lot easier. That ain't going anywhere. Okay, you crimp it once, twice, done. Do it again. We had a guy that worked here. This was his job. This was his job. His name was, we called him Rambo, but his name was Jim. That guy, he banded when people actually cared about working and making money. We would produce 100 bundles a day, 100 of these a day, between everybody. Sometimes we had 7 machines running, sometimes we had 8. And he banded them all himself. All himself. And he was in his 50s and 60s before he retired. And you get people that are like 21 years old, in their 20s, they can't even keep up with that. And that's just pathetic. But anyways, some of the bundles, like we stack them in 2 stacks. Those take 2 one way and 2 the other way. So let me get this last band on here. And again, bring it out to the edge of the bundle, but not to catch the roller, not to band the roller to the bundle when he picks it up with the forklift. Okay. Tight. You ain't got to worry about that ever breaking, ever coming loose, and ever, see, I'll even double it. There you go. That's how you band a bundle. And that's how you use it. Some of these are kind of expensive. I think if you buy the Orga-Pack, one of these are like 170 bucks or something, but you can get them on eBay cheaper. And then these, sometimes they break. I actually fixed one the other day. These teeth right here, these little grooves that crimp around there, sometimes they crack and they come out a little bit, and it won't crimp that piece of metal clip on that banding, and it constantly slips through, and people don't know that. So no, all these things are replaceable, like the little pieces and parts. We have a bunch of them from other pieces, other crimpers that I use to replace the different parts. And the number one thing that breaks on these is this spring down in here. And that is a pain to get this pin through there with that spring in there, but you can do it if you take a little bit of time. And I've fixed a few of these too in my time. I think the owner fixes them now or something, but they rarely break. But another thing, don't let them fall on the ground because they'll crack and break because it's like cast aluminum. But there you go. That's the easiest way. The do's and don'ts of banding. You know, okay. Number one is keep the bands out on the ends as far as you can get them. Make them tight, because we have people just afraid to make them tight. And then don't move the bander 3 times. It's like stopping at a stop sign 3 times. It's a waste of time. And band it, you know, when you go to throw it through, make sure you got a lot of banding to make it like a spear, and just whip it underneath there like that. And so that's about it. That's how you band. And can you imagine doing that? You know, you got to be quick with it, because first you got to learn who's the fastest. You know, who's going to get done before this person? This person's going to get done before this person. This person needs one. He's changing over to a different size box. You need to jump on that one first. I mean, it takes a little bit to get used to it. My son hates it. He hates this job. But I told him, as you get used to it, you'll get better. You'll get faster. You'll know how to do it. And he does. He does it great. He does it better than all the people here. So, but he doesn't like to do it. So anyways, there you go. And that's how to band. That's the do's and don'ts. So there you go. And thanks for watching.